Good afternoon, everyone. How are you doing today? It has been such a long time, and I'm just coming off of craziness. So I got a question after the last live that I did, I think it was last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, and that was, how important is it to maintain proper posture all the time? Now I'm going to give the most annoying response on the face of the planet, and that is, it depends. Especially when we are talking about pelvic health, and it is not as easy as just sitting up straight, as my mom used to tell me. So your body's happy place is when your ankles, your hips, your pelvis, your ribs, your shoulders, your ears are all in one line. So if you dropped a plumb line down, a nice line down the center, then they would all line up nice and easily. But it might not be your happy place anymore, and I'll get into that in a little bit. So realistically, it isn't realistic to maintain proper posture all the time. Our bodies are meant to move, and they are meant to move in a variety of ways, in a variety of directions, all the time. Hey, Kristen, how's it going? When I am working with clients and students, specifically with pelvic health, I encourage ribs over hips almost exclusively, at least for the beginning portion of that. This ensures that both of your diaphragms are stacked one on top of the other. So I'm talking like the diaphragm that everyone knows, as well as the pelvic diaphragm as well. They are both breathing muscles. They both mirror each other as you breathe in and out, lowering on the in-breath, rising on the out-breath. Then you add in a little bit of core breath, and you are in a good place to do strength work, especially if you have any symptoms of pelvic floor dysfunction. So, I don't just do pelvic health. I also have another class on my schedule called Yoga for Mobility and Strength, which is another love I have, and it kind of intersects with my personal training as well. So in this particular class, I do encourage students to explore a variety of different alignments and start exploring strength in those different alignments, as well as, I need water, and I didn't grab some water beside me, as well as including proper alignment. And I encourage them to see what feels good, what doesn't, because guess what? Proper alignment, even though we were all born to exist in this way, for the most part, I should say, doesn't always feel comfortable, especially if you have spent a lot of time out of what is proper alignment. It's made more difficult because when we have lived outside of that happy place that I mentioned not too long ago, then, the ankles, hips, pelvis, ribs, shoulders, ears, fascial tissues start to tighten. So fascia is this tissue that connects and separates all of the different muscles in the body, the organs. Everything in your body is surrounded by fascial tissues. If you imagine an orange when you peel it, and it's got that kind of, the sections are divided by that little skin stuff, and when it's all nice and loose, it actually tastes really good, but sometimes you get those really bitter parts that are thick. Those thick parts are basically what essentially happens to your fascia in your body to help you hold that not so happy place position a little bit more easily, thus becoming your new happy place. So it's not as easy as just stretching it out or going to yoga. In fact, I will say this now, it takes a little bit more of an aggressive approach to loosen up these fascial tissues, which is why all of my clients start their programs with soft tissue release. No matter where they are, it is super important. You get better, faster results, as well as you decrease your chance of injury, and you have an opportunity to explore that proper alignment once again, and it feeling good, and not like you're trying to pull yourself to sit up straight, and you're kind of feeling like a little bit of tugging in the chest, maybe a little bit of tugging through the abdominals, et cetera, et cetera. So it involves either a lot of rolling around on lacrosse balls, or it involves some hands-on approaches as well. And it doesn't feel so good at first, but you're going to feel 110 times better after the fact. And like I said, it helps. So yeah, that's what it is it depends. Even when we're talking about pelvic health, it is not about maintaining proper alignment, because we want to get to a place where we can. Things happen. things happen in life that we cannot control. Recently, we'd had family photos done, and I know how to carry my child while not having my pelvis tucked under, but she was kind of complaining, she was whiny, she was screaming. She did not want to have her picture that day. In all of the pictures, I have this like mom butt tucked under pelvis position. So it happens. You got to kind of move through life. But when we are talking about strength work, especially when we get into those heavy weights, why not be in proper alignment, at least in those moments? Give yourself the best chance so you're not experiencing leaking, so you're not experiencing pelvic pressure, so you're not, feeling like you're making matters worse. So with all of that said, what can I do to help you is the next question. All the drop-in spaces, minus Saturdays, are currently available on the website. Because we are heading into summertime, there are currently open spaces as well as open spaces that are coming up here and there throughout the week. So we've got yoga for core mobility, for core and pelvic health. I'm just trying to combine all the classes into one right now. So we've got yoga for core and pelvic health, as well as yoga for mobility and strength. And if it is your first time at the studio, you will only pay $10. Regular drop-in is $20, and these are for 75-minute classes. When it comes to the mom and baby classes, they are shorter, so they have a smaller price tag attached to them, smaller investment. As well as this Saturday is the start of yoga for mobility and strength. So if you're interested in exploring the program right from the beginning, it is a 4-week program this time around, which almost never happens. But just with kind of the craziness and how things always come up on Saturday, I hate having breaks in the middle of a session, so I try to work around like dance recitals and things like that. So that is starting up this Saturday, and there are still spaces available for that one as well. In the meantime, if you have any questions about posture, alignment, pelvic floor, intuitive eating, etc., let me know. Reach out to me. Let me know your questions. I will definitely make sure to find time to pop on here and answer those questions for you. Aside from that, thank you as always for joining me this afternoon and for all your support. I mean, this past year especially has been crazy, wild ride, and watching my business grow has been amazing. So thank you so much for everything you do. That's all I got. So I'll be, like I mentioned last time, I'm kind of going rogue now. I don't have my standard Monday morning jam happening. So I'll just pop on here during nap times or whenever I feel like I've got something that I really want to communicate to you. Because the fact of the matter is I'm at home. I got babies. When I'm at work, no babies. When I'm at home doing this stuff, I love doing this stuff. I love connecting with you, but babies will sometimes be around. All right, thanks so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.